What is up, guys? We are back with another video, and today we're checking out a keyboard which has basically become my favorite keyboard that I've ever used. It is the iQunix F96. So let's go ahead and take a look. Right away, the iQunix F96 is really going to catch your attention. That is because it has a really awesome color design. Now, iQunix offers this in a few different ones. We received the Coral Sea version, which features a white, dark blue, and coral design, and I think it looks absolutely awesome. Now, the one thing I really noticed about the color design is that typically with most keyboards that have a different colorway or color design is that it's just on the keycaps themselves. The actual chassis of the keyboard is either white or black. Sometimes we see a silver, but there's not a whole lot of design that goes through the entire keyboard. But with the F96, you get that really cool, dark blue all through the chassis, which I think really brings the keyboard together. The 96 in the product name actually stands for 96%. And before getting this keyboard, I wasn't actually really familiar with 96% keyboards. We see, full size, 10 keyless, 60%, 40%, but 96% is a 100 key keyboard, which is basically the same form factor as 10 keyless. And for me, 10 keyless is the perfect size. It looks great on my desk, and I don't like anything much bigger than a 10 keyless. So for this keyboard, which has 100 keys, including the full number pad in that form factor, I think is really great. One of the biggest telltale signs of a quality keyboard, at least for the most part, is when you pick it up, it's heavy. With this keyboard, it is extremely heavy. There's no flex in the keyboard. That's because the keyboard is all aluminum. So both of the sides, the two top panels, the entire chassis of this is aluminum. Most gaming keyboards you see out there, they might have an aluminum top plate, but that is it. The entire chassis of this keyboard is aluminum, so it is going to feel a lot better. It's going to have zero flex, and it's heavy enough where you can smack your friend in the face with it.
That's great, bro. Who's the man?
Another thing that you're gonna find on this keyboard that you probably won't find on most other, probably entry-level or even mid-range gaming keyboards is that you have PBT keycaps. PBT keycaps are much better than the typical ABS that you would see on, say, like a Razer, a Thermaltake, a Corsair. Those use ABS keycaps, and ABS keycaps are great, but PBT is much better. They feel better, they're stronger, they're shine resistant. So, you eating some food and you're typing along and then you have this shine on your keys. It doesn't look great. These are resistant to all of that and they just feel so much better. So I love that we have PBT keycaps. Under those keycaps, we have mechanical key switches, of course. iQunix has gone with Cherry. So we have Cherry MX Blues here. But iQunix also offers this keyboard in Cherry MX Brown, Cherry MX Red, and Cherry MX Pink, which is basically a more silent Cherry MX Red. Along the top edge of the keyboard, you have a single USB Type-C connection. This, of course, is for the included USB-C cable that comes with the keyboard. Looking at the keyboard from the side, we can see that by default, it is sitting at a 6-degree angle. And actually, to my surprise, there's no other angle adjustment. You can't have this keyboard sitting flat. You can't adjust the angle up or down any more than what it is. This was a bit weird for me at first because I'm used to at least having some adjustment with my keyboard. No adjustment here, but I think that the 6-degree angle is actually perfect. I don't have a problem with it. It feels comfortable. So some people might want more of an adjustment, but I think the 6% is really good. Flipping the keyboard over to the back, we have a large F96 logo. And then if you did receive the Bluetooth version, you'll have a small slider that will switch between wired and Bluetooth modes. Getting the F96 set up is extremely easy. Of course, if you just have the wired version, all you have to do is plug it in. Now, if you went with the wired plus Bluetooth version, getting the keyboard set up wirelessly is quite easy as well. iQunix does provide the Bluetooth dongle if your PC or laptop does not have Bluetooth. So plug that dongle in and then switch the keyboard to Bluetooth mode, of course, using that switch on the back of the keyboard. From there, you'll see a white LED flashing on the keyboard. Press and hold the function +1 button at the same time for 5 seconds. The white LED should then turn blue and the keyboard is now in pairing mode. Then just go on your computer, go into your Bluetooth settings, and the keyboard should show up no problem, and you should be able to pair no problem whatsoever. One thing that is cool is that you can pair the F96 up to 3 different devices. You just hit, again, hold in the function, and then you hit either 1, 2, or 3. So 3 different devices. So, you know, if you say you have a tablet, you have a laptop, you have your big PC, you can have them all paired at the same time and then switch between them very easily. Another interesting thing about this keyboard is that it has both a Windows and a Mac layout. Now, by default, it is going to be loaded on the Windows layout. But if you have a Mac or are using this with a Mac and you of course want, you know, that control button and some of the other Mac specific buttons, you can actually switch over by hitting the function key and A and holding that in for 5 seconds. You can of course select RGB lighting if you want on this keyboard. Now, the keycaps themselves aren't really designed to let a whole lot of light show through. So during the day, the keyboard isn't going to really show off colors all that much, but at night it does look pretty cool, and there are quite a lot of effects that you can go ahead and cycle through. Another thing that I really like about this keyboard is that small indication LED that's actually embedded in the keyboard. Typically, you see a dedicated caps lock indicator, you know, up in the corner, somewhere where you have to actually physically, you know, move your head to see it. With this, it's right embedded in the keyboard. You can easily see it, and I like that it doesn't take up a whole lot of space. There is software that comes with this keyboard. It's not the most in-depth software, but it will allow you to change your lighting effects, reprogram keys, and set macros pretty easily. A keyboard review would not be complete without a sound test, so here's how the Cherry MX Blues sound on the F96. I love this keyboard so much, and I was always talking about it, and my awesome girlfriend actually got me the cyberspace version as well with Cherry MX Browns. So I'm gonna let you guys listen to that one as well. So why is this keyboard my favorite keyboard that I've ever used? One, it's a beast. It is made of all metal. It feels really good. There's absolutely no flex whatsoever in the keyboard. So just on a feel standpoint, it feels great. It feels solid. It's not gonna break. It is a very well-made keyboard. Secondly, it is comfortable as hell. PBT keycaps are what you should get if you're looking at getting a keyboard. They feel so much better than ABS keycaps. It's just a great feel overall. And of course, we have our Cherry MX switches, which are pretty much the best mechanical switch out there. We again showed you what browns and blues sound like, but this keyboard is also available in red and silent red, which is a Cherry MX pink. So you have that option there. But the keyboard just feels really good, not only just for typing, but for gaming. That 6% angle that it's at actually feels really good, and I didn't need any adjustment. I didn't need to do anything. When I first received the keyboard, I thought it was weird that I didn't have any height adjustment. I couldn't even make the keyboard flat, but it just feels perfect for me, and it's just a great feeling. I always say when it comes to keyboard reviews that I get in that zone, I can just feel it. If I'm always in the zone with this keyboard, it just feels that good. Being able to use it wirelessly. A wireless mechanical keyboard is just awesome, and I can use it on multiple devices. Some people have complained about the Bluetooth on this keyboard. I haven't had any issues. It works on both of the keyboards that I have. I haven't had any issues. I am using their included dongles, so that might be an issue with some people, but being able to use it wirelessly across multiple devices is just awesome. And then thirdly, the colors. This keyboard looks so awesome sitting on my desk. I absolutely love the way it looks. Both versions, we had the Cyberspace and the Coral Sea. They look so awesome on my desk. I really like that iQunix continued the color design throughout the chassis. It's not just a black or a white, it's the color design that the keyboard has. So of course on our Coral Sea it is dark, that dark blue, and then on the Cyberspace it's more of a dark gray. It's just awesome. It looks really good. The only thing that I'm really disappointed about is that iQunix doesn't make desk mats that go with this. I've been looking for desk mats that would match the two keyboards, and I can't find any that are that exact color. So that is a little bummer. iQunix, get on that, because that would just really complete my setup. But if you guys are looking for a keyboard, the iQunix F96 is really what I would recommend. I absolutely love it. It is not cheap. They start at $200, and I believe that's the non-RGB, non-Bluetooth version. It will go up in price from there when you want to go ahead and add those options in. But this is going to be the last keyboard you ever use. I have two now. I use one on my main setup right here, and then the other one on my test systems. They're not getting replaced anytime soon. I haven't found anything that feels better, that looks better either. So if you have any questions about this keyboard, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, I would appreciate it if you hit that thumbs up. We'll see you guys in the next video.